Hey everybody, and welcome to another CRICUT craft tutorial. Before we get started, make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays with the occasional live video. Today we're going to talk about printed patterned polka dot vinyl, and we're going to talk about the adhesive specifically today. It comes in a ton of different colors, and I love that these colors are, a lot of them are sports teams related, so you can actually get your entire sports team's colors on one sheet. Save yourself a little bit of money and also have a really cute pattern to work with. So this one is, we have a black and a red, and there's more than what I have here. We have pink and white, blue and white, red and green. This would be great for Christmas. There's a red, yellow, black with a white background, and hopefully you guys can see these. I know it's kind of hard to see them. And then we have brown and orange, which is the one we're using today, hence the little corner out of it. But these are great, and I honestly think that the blue and the pink would be so cute for a baby shower. These would make really cute, like, is it a boy, is it a girl decorations, or, you know, one or the other. So I think these would be really fun for that. But today what we're going to make is this football score tracker sign. Now, I only go to week 10 on this, but I will put the weeks 11 through 17 on the back of it, because if I made it on one side, it was going to be way too tight, and I just thought it would be fun so you could be able to flip it over. I just haven't done the back yet, but we're going to show you guys how to do the front, how to apply the vinyl, and we're going to talk about the printed patterned vinyl. So let's get started. To make our football weekly score tracker whiteboard, we're going to cut some vinyl, and this is super long, so it's 24 inches. So I am using my 24-inch mat, and I am going to have to pull my machine out, but I want to load it really quick before I do that because this is a really long piece. This is where that cutter companion comes in handy. I don't have mine out. It's packed away right now, but this is super long, so I'm just going to cut this on the regular vinyl setting, and we're just cutting, this is just Oracal 651 from 651 Vinyl. You can see I've got a mess going right now because I've been working on a bunch of stuff. But I wanted you guys to see how long this mat is. So you do need to make sure you pull your machine out pretty much as far as you can get it from the wall. And we're just going to hit the load button. And then I've placed this, and it did take a couple tries to place that properly. I'm going to move you guys just one more time so you can see better. It did take me a couple tries to get this vinyl placed correctly so that it wasn't all wonky on the side, because it is a long piece to work with. But it is super fun to do these designs when they're really, really big and they come out really cool. And it's really fun to place them. It's a lot of work and it does take some practice. But I'm going to let this cut everything out. It's going to take a while because it's kind of a big piece, as you guys saw at the beginning. And then I'm going to show you guys the printed pattern vinyl we're going to use on this. Now that we've cut this super long black piece, we're going to cut our printed patterned vinyl. This is adhesive, so you're going to cut it color side up. You don't need to mirror anything. It just has a pattern print on this. This is the brown and orange polka dots. I love these polka dots because you don't have to buy more than one piece of vinyl to cover your whole team colors, which is a lot of fun. And they're really super cute, and they're just really fun. And once you cut them out, they look awesome. So this is just going to cut out the word Cleveland Browns. Nothing too crazy, but something really fun and simple, and it will, like I said, kind of encompass the brown and orange that are my team colors into our football tracker. So we're going to let this cut. Again, you can cut this on just regular vinyl setting. You are going to make sure to place this face up. You don't need to mirror it or anything. It's pretty much treated just like any other vinyl. So let's get this one finished, and then we can weed everything. transfer tape to our super long decal. So what I do is I will take my transfer tape, and this is medium tack from 651 vinyl, and I will make a nice long, and I know, I'm sorry, that noise is super annoying, but I'll make a nice long like line of it. And then I just take my decal and I just lay it face down. And this stuff's pretty inexpensive, so like if I waste a little bit when I do this, I'm not super worried about it, because like I have this like overhang over here. I'm really not worried about it. It's fine. And then I just cut my transfer tape off of the roll here. And like I said, I'm just gonna kind of cut around the top. It's not the end of the world. And you could actually cut the edge off over here if you wanted to, and you could probably use this for your decals for the top. Now, I'm going to be honest with you guys. I am not a football person, and nor is my husband, so I should never listen to him. When he says there's 10 weeks in football, there are 17. So I will admit my mistake on that one. And we're just going to roll with it, because I can always fix it later. It's not the end of the world, because you can always like do weeks 1 and 2 and then add some lines or whatever. But for now, and honestly, we're the Browns. I mean, after about week 2, we're pretty much done with life. Anybody who knows the Browns knows we have a rather storied past. So I'm actually going to probably use that piece of transfer tape to help me do my application, because I'm going to do this in the hinge method just because it's such a large piece. So what I'm going to do is take my board, which I've covered this is just wood, and I covered it with a dry erase marker or dry erase like vinyl, so you can just write on it and then it comes right off. Super easy to do, like cleans up like a gem. Super simple. So I'm going to use that extra piece of transfer tape to do this part, because I don't have a lot of room on my actual board. This will hold it to the table versus holding it to the board. So what I'm going to have to do is very carefully line this up, because it's very, very large. So I'm going to need to use kind of a couple different techniques here to do this. So I'm going to kind of find the bottom line and try to line that up with the bottom of the board. And you can always trim off anything if you need to. Like, the fact that I trimmed this kind of uneven is kind of throwing me, because the dog was down there. So I just want to trim off a little bit more so that I can see the bottom line and the bottom of the board together, because it does make it a little bit tough to see it. And I just want to make sure that it's relatively straight. And then we just need to make sure, because this is like legit just to the edges of this board, we want to make sure everything is as straight as humanly possible. Which, like I said, not super easy, and that's why we're going to do the hinge method, because we can easily move it around and set it up before we actually have to like place it down. And that's why one of the reasons the hinge method really helps with these, because you can easily find the edges of your board and not have to worry about it getting messed up. So we're gonna, and like I said, I made this just as big as the board, so we need to be very careful that it's straight, which you guys can see that it's really just not. It does not look super straight to me. I'm going to check the side here really quick and just see. And I'm just doing this by like folding the edge down, just so I can kind of see where the edge hits on the lines. And I actually think that's pretty perfect. So what I'm going to do is take my transfer tape and I'm going to press it down to the table. And you see I put this kind of in the center of my decal. It's not like super centered, but it's centered enough. And then what you're going to do is peel off your decal. And you're going to go in an upward motion, and you're going to maybe need to help some of it along just a little bit, because like the W didn't really want to stick very well. But you're going to go like this, and you're going to roll it all the way up, and you're just going to do it really careful, because these thin lines can sometimes cause a little bit of an issue, and you also don't want to like see how it's kind of shifting. We want to be careful that we avoid the shifting, and I just got some shifting, and I'm not happy. So we need to watch that. This is not easy, I will be honest. And you can always add like extra tape if you want, which I think I will do for this. Because it's so big, I'm going to just grab a little bit of Scotch tape And I'm just going to use that to hold the top down, and that should help us keep this straight because we're only going to do half of it. So I'm just going to put a little Scotch tape on this. It's not going to damage anything because it's just Scotch tape, but it's going to at least help hold this a little bit straight because as we're kind of moving, the board moves and so does the transfer tape. So you just want to make sure that you're kind of conscious of that. So just be very conscious of that because even with painter's tape, you're still going to get some movement. So just kind of watch what you're doing. Make sure that you're even because like right now I can tell like my board's moved a lot. And this is why I really like this method because you can kind of like, you see, I didn't damage anything. And if I had put the decal down, I would have been in big trouble because I would have had an absolute mess on my hands. My decal would have been all uneven. My whole thing would have just been an absolute mess. And I would have been so sad because this really did take me a long time. So again, hinge method is why I do this because I think it just gives you a little bit better chance of getting it down evenly. But I'm going to press these down again because it's been, I didn't do this one all in one day. I actually took a break. So I just want to make sure that all my letters and stuff are going to come up and that way nothing gets lost. So that's something to keep in mind. If you've let this sit for like a couple days, you may want to go back over it with the squeegee. It's not going to hurt it. You just want to make sure that everything's pressed down. So we're just rolling it up till we get to where that transfer tape is, which is about there. And what I'll do is I'm just going to cut off the backing. And again, you're going to be careful. You don't want to do a couple things. You don't want to cut through your design. You want to be conscious of not cutting and getting anything on your board, and then you also want to be very careful just that you're not going to cut, you know, into your decal. So next thing you're going to do is just carefully roll this back down and set it down. And again, this may not be perfect. This board is not 100% straight, which is totally fine. I'm going to press this down just so that I know for a fact it's going to stay and it won't go anywhere. And then what you're going to do is take your second half, and we're going to take this extra piece of tape off, and we're going to take off the Scotch tape. And sometimes I'll just put it down here just to kind of be sure nothing's going to move. You know it shouldn't. I'm just going to take the Scotch tape off. Again, it doesn't really do any damage to anything. It's just there. And we're just going to peel it off of here really quick. And then you're going to do the same thing, but you're going to do this on the second half. So you're going to come up here, and I'm going to go ahead and re-squeegee this one too, just to be safe. And I just do this just to make sure that everything is well stuck to the tape. I don't want to accidentally like lose anything, because that would kind of be a pain. So we're going to go ahead and just peel it up, and we're just going to go carefully. Again, these thin lines can be a bit tricky, so you just want to be real gentle with these thin lines. And again, I will have to come back to this if we actually want to keep this. I don't know what my husband really wants to do with this. And I would have to come back and put in the rest of the weeks. But since I don't think he's really that worried about it, we may just add the weeks in between the other weeks. So then you're just going to gently, again, just gently lay it down. I've got a little wrinkle. I got a little wrinkle, but it's okay. It's not too bad. I can get that out. Oh, I got a big wrinkle up here. If you get a real big wrinkle, like I just did, we may have to recut that because I kind of got too much of a wrinkle. It's fine right here, but it's not going to be okay on this K. And I don't know if I'm going to be able to get that up because part of it stuck and part of it didn't. But I'll give it a shot. So, you know, guys, I sit here and tell you all the time, like, nobody's perfect. A lot of people, when they make these videos, they edit out these mistakes. Well, I'm not a person that's going to do that because I screw up too. All right, it's good enough. Like, honestly, it's super not noticeable. It's totally fine. But yeah, I'm one of those people, like, I mess up. It's fine. Like, we are our own worst critics. So don't be, like, fretful if you messed up. It's okay. Like, everybody screws up, and nobody's projects are perfect the first time, regardless of what you see on some of the YouTube channels. For me, that's a really important thing for you guys that you know, because I feel like when I started, I just saw all these beautiful, perfect projects, and I couldn't get them to be as beautiful as everybody else's, and it was kind of discouraging. So I like to be able to show you guys that not everyone's perfect. There's gonna be mistakes. Like, come on. Who doesn't know there's 17 weeks in football? Not me. And actually, if you look closely at this, you can see where this line is thicker and this line is thicker. It's from where my mat hit my wall and it kind of moved my vinyl over a little bit when it was cutting. So I've got a weird thick line, but you know what? I don't care. It's fine. If somebody wants to judge you over a slightly weird thick line, well, that's their problem and not yours. And again, the board isn't 100% straight. So like the bottom line, it's not straight, but it's fine. This is just a scrap piece of wood that my husband had laying around. So it works really well. It works just fine. Now, I kind of screwed up because I could have reused this. I probably still could if I really wanted to put some effort forth, but I don't. So we're going to apply our printed pattern really quick because that'll only take a moment. And again, with this, super easy. You do this just like you would any other adhesive vinyl. That's what I like about the printed pattern is you treat it just like regular Oracal 651, and that is what it's printed on. So it is really nice. It comes in a bunch of different colors. You can pretty much find a color for just about every sports team, which I love. They have a ton of cool patterns too, not just the polka dots, but they've got a bunch of different patterns with like mermaids and stuff. But I just thought these polka dots were so cute and so fun. And while a lot of people think polka dots are kind of girly, I feel like with the sports teams, you can totally not like man them up a little bit if you wanted to. Make them a little bit more masculine. So we're just going to put our logo up here at the top. I'm just eyeballing it for straightness. I don't really have too many issues as far as like getting things straight. And again, because the board's not completely straight, it will be really hard to get this 100% straight. But it looks really, really straight on there. And then we're going to do our little dog, the Browns. If anyone who doesn't know, we have a dog pound. That's a thing. And that's a big thing here in Cleveland. So I wanted to make sure that I put our dog on here because he is our mascot. So we're just going to stick him. And I don't want to put him all the way at the top. I kind of want him a little bit lower at the top than the other things. So we're just going to put him on there. And there we go. You guys can see how simple this was, and this was so easy to work with. And I think that you don't have to do a really big piece with these polka dots for them to really stand out and really give you that look that you're going for. I think that with this, you're going to be able to do so much, and you don't have to go totally crazy. So let's go ahead and mark this. We were a big fat loser. I have no idea who we played, so let's just go with the Buffalo Bills. I believe it was a 1 p.m. game. We were at home. I want to say we scored like 3, and they probably scored like 10. I truly don't know. But I think this is really fun, and you can just go through and just erase it when you're done with the week or however you want to track these. And you can do these for college teams and all sorts of stuff. But look at how easy this cleans up. Super easy. I will link the dry erase vinyl below, and I will make sure to link the pattern vinyl where you can find all the different kinds. And I just think this is so fun. I absolutely love how easy this is. And so like we could say like this is an 8:20 game. And they're away, and they're playing, I don't know, because I don't know football. Let's say they're playing the Packers. They are probably not. But you can fill this all out. So let's say we play the Steelers, and that's like a 3 p.m. game, and we are home. You can kind of pre-fill it out, and then as the game, finishes, you can mark whether they've won or lost. Sorry, Packers and Steelers fans, we're going to win. I hope you guys had a lot of fun checking out this fun way to incorporate your football love and your cricket love together. I think this would be a lot of fun to use for like a man cave, even a lady cave over by your TV. If you've got any sports fans in your house, this would be fun for your kids, for their high school teams, to track them, see how they do. Just a really fun way to incorporate your sports teams and your sports polka dots. If you guys have any questions, please let me know in the comments down below. I'm always happy to answer those for you. Make sure you subscribe to my channel. I put out new videos on Wednesdays and Saturdays. Hit the bell icon, that will let you know when I post a new video. Have a great day and happy crafting.